Welcome back to this workshop journey of mine. We're still working on the router table fence, and in the last episode, if you remember, I was using a jig to cut all of the slots for what's going behind the fence. This afternoon, first thing I want to do is square all of the corners off. Now for that I've got a special chisel, a three corner chisel. So all that will do is line it up, knock it down, that squares everything off, and so that will be ready. And then it's a case of cutting the other pieces down. On that piece I've marked what bits I want where and how, and so that will be done on the bandsaw later on this afternoon. So let's crack on. So it's a case of just lining up with the end of the hole there, the side of the slot there, and then giving it a good bash. Now this is a chisel that came from Axminster Tools, and I'm very pleased with the result. It gives a really good finish, and if I can get everything lined up properly, a very quick and neat result. And just tidy that up, and that's nice and square. And I've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do, so I'll see you at the other side. And that didn't take long, less than 5 minutes. So I'm very pleased with the result. And just to double check, that's the piece that will be going at the back. That's going to be a nice tight fit. Might need a little bit of easing, but that will be fine. I might just need to take that down on the planer just slightly, just to give me a little bit extra. But that is actually a nice snug fit. So let's get on to the bandsaw. Okay, so we're at that point now. All I'm going to do, this bit is waste, so I'm just cutting this bit off, because what I've got are 1, 2, 3 pieces here, but they don't go the full width of the board. So I want to save that bit of timber. That means I need to be able to do a long cut. I can't do that without cutting these 2 pieces off first. So that's all I'm going to do here, is just make it easy to save that piece of timber. And that's it. So these are the pieces that will go toward the dust extraction and the two braces, and just got to see how they fit. Now it is, as I did suspect, the slots that I cut last time with the router, it was a 16mm cutter, but these are about 1/4 of a millimetre. It's 16.3, 16.4 millimetres thick. So all I'm going to do is put these onto the planer table and just take off one pass to make them just ease into the slots that little bit. So all I've done is taken about 1/4 of a millimetre off the back end of the pieces on the planer table, and now that is a nice snug fit. That's lovely, that is. So that's that side. That's that side. That will go in there. That will go on there. So can you see what I'm going to be doing? Rather than have that just sat on the top like that, I'm actually going to rebate them in so that that will be flush with that side, and that way I'll be able to get a nice neat finish. Same with that, that's going to go in the top there, and it's going to go into the slot at the bottom. The two braces will be going like that, but those will be going into the base. So this is the arrangement. The base will be inset into the actual fence so that that will be totally square, but the rough fitting of the back components, you can see that there are some adjustments that I'm going to need to make. These slots here haven't come up high enough. I'll probably cut those pieces down so that they fit, because that is perfectly adequate just there. I don't want to be making additional cuts there. Oops. The two braces, they are actually a little bit too long, so all I'm going to do is cut the top off there, and that will be fine. Everything lines up nicely, and then once I've done that, I can inset that and the top into these two side pieces, and then I can start putting things together. After careful measuring now, I've got the pieces of the dust extraction unit to fit. What I'm doing now is this is one of the sides of the dust extraction. I've marked where I need to route so that the top will sit in there. I've just set up the router on the table and I'm just going to make those 2 cuts. I've made sure that this fence is running perfectly parallel to the table, and just using the 16mm cutter, I've set it to the correct depth. I'm just going to make these 2 cuts and then get the right 2 pieces of wood. There we go. And then we can carry on. And one thing I forgot to mark is where this bit goes. Because I was doing it mainly freehand, just using this, I need to tidy that up somewhat. But again, I'm getting to know my tools and the work. Now you'll notice I've now put a clamp on the fence and the workpiece so that it doesn't move around, and we'll try how that goes. Now that felt a lot better, and that has given me a nice finish on that piece. Let's try this one. That's a lot better. Just try the gauge. So that is still 16mm at that end. Now that needs a bit more work. So that would suggest it's not tracking true. Try that. That looks better. And 16mm is there. Good. Let's try this one. Now that's given me a nice clean finish. And that's 16mm all across. So good. Third time round, we've got there. So you can see now how things are going to work. Side 1, side 2, with the top sitting in there like that. That will make a nice flush top and everything is nice and square. All of that will then have the back like this. And what I'm going to be doing is insetting that into the side and the top. That way we'll get a nice tight seal for the air, and we should get a good suction on that one. That's a nice clean finish. moves nicely. Slightly miscut that, but that'll be fine. Good. So we've now got two sides with provision for the top and the back. Just tidy up and we'll see how things go. So this is the result of what I've just done, the rebates that I've just cut. So the sides, the top, and we've just made the rebate for the back. Now that fits in there very nicely. The size needs adjusting slightly, but overall I'm very pleased with the fit, and with one thing that I haven't mentioned just at the moment, but it goes back to a previous video where I was looking for some new for the T-track. What I've done is gone and bought two new lengths of the 19mm T-track. That way I can put a piece in here and it will overcome slightly the problem that I've got, that you saw me having with this fence, because it will mean I can have it there, which will be a lot closer. And this still needs a bit of work by way of making sure I can put it where I want it, how I want it, but at least what's happened this afternoon has just demonstrated to me where I need to make adjustments so that I can keep work more secure while I'm working on or without the fence. So all in all, it's been a very profitable afternoon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.